Hey everyone, welcome to our review of Mashin Sentai Kiramager, episode 32, I think. It's right
Yeah.
in the title. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Every guy.
Aerosol.
Welcome back, my dudes. We finished this episode yesterday so that you guys could comment on it. We're going to be talking about that at the end of the video, but before that, let's dive in to our thoughts. And I thought, yeah, we're ramping up and it's all right. It's doing okay. There were some neat twists and turns, I suppose, but I can't quite say that the plan that the bad guys are all putting together makes sense.
Uh,
This episode also had a tone problem.
I mean, the plan is fine. I didn't have that much issue with it. It's them trying to
Well,
split up, like divide their power, I guess. Like,
but it's
take over their
Sayo's.
swords. Yeah.
It was Sayo's part of the plan that it's like, all right, well, we need to not only get Sayo out of the picture, but have her help develop this plant thing. So we'll take this person that she knows, hopefully he could do the science enough, and then have her get the rest of the science the rest of the way, and then take her away from the
I
team.
mean, I don't know. That's definitely some leaps of
Yeah.
logic there, but it's also Kiramager, and it's silly and dumb, and I don't think they thought it through ever.
I was a bit more forgiving of the plot, but now that I'm kind of thinking about it, they don't. They shouldn't have to have that Earth scientist do their plan for them.
Yeah.
Like, if they figured out how to use that plant, which they should, like the way that Yodon was kind of explaining it, how it's like a terraforming plant, would indicate that they know how to use it. Like maybe it was something about like this, like it interacting with the soil on Earth, and maybe if they did something like that, it would have made a bit more sense.
Sure.
I think they also wanted to clone it too.
They wanted.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah, but
they said cloning, but it was really just having the cells replicate, right? Because then it just grew bigger. Nothing got cloned.
no, you have to manually do mitosis for every cell for this. That's what he was doing this entire time. Um, but
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
if they just figured out how to just plant the seed, like they've already explained it as a terraforming object. If they just like launched in there and it just started doing what it was meant to do, they would have probably lost a long time ago. Like, so yeah, I guess it was a little bit weird that they had to like rope in the doctor for like that little
Yeah.
thing, but
Because like if they set up the doctor earlier as someone that they went to and talked to frequently, that would have been like, oh, okay, we can use this person as an asset potentially. What?
no, this is Sentai. No, you wouldn't ever do that. If the second they start doing something like that, I'm just like, this ain't right.
Yeah. I mean, like I will say they attempted to do a good thing in trying to establish an emotional connection with this brand new character. That was effective, but then it sort of just makes their plan very weird. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like he would be someone to kind of like separate Pink from the team, and if they kind of like knew just a little bit about Pink and like their past, they could probably cook something up like this. I don't want to like discredit the villains because like they are like relatively competent. Of course they are like Sentai villains, so they got to make things fun and have to like screw things up at the end of the day. But like they're very creative at getting shit done. Just like the shit that they're like putting the effort towards isn't the best, but they can get it done.
So, okay. They are good at executing a plan, but the plans that they come up with aren't always the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like honestly, like
You watch the show, right?
Yeah.
Their plans are bad.
Yeah, no, I know. I was trying to understand what Alex was saying, because it felt like at some
I
point he
mean
was
like
trying to say that the plans were good and they were all well thought out. But no,
you
it
know,
is the execution of said bad plans, because the execution is what they are best at. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
And it takes some level of competency, and they have like a surplus of darkness. And they tend
Yeah.
to always run a surplus of darkness when it comes to this sort of stuff. So like they're probably getting whatever they have to do like done.
Yeah.
And like the villains are just like disposable at the end. They just don't really mind all too much.
I do
I guess
love
Tarantula
how.
minds like the deaths of his comrades, but like that's about it.
Mhm.
Just the death.
I do love how he's always like, ah, yes, we have just enough. Like, not a week has gone by where they were like, oh, we don't have enough of the stuff that we're trying to get. No, it's plentiful. You have
Yeah, like did you
enough.
see like the
Yeah.
gauge on his like wand? It's completely full. Like it's all the way
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Like, it's weird, because when. Have I just not been paying attention? When does he fill that up outside of, like, during the show when, the other bad guys have created sufficient evil?
I mean, he probably fills it up at the gas station, you know?
um yeah. Though that's not to say I didn't like the episode, like, for all the holes I'm poking into it. I loved the riddles portion, just because they were having fun with it as usual, and I appreciate it. It made me think, oh, no wonder it took so long for them to, like, you know, uh, sub this,
Yeah.
because it was a lot of puns to
Yeah.
do. Also, you had Pink spouting off some, like, technical jargon, like alleles and
Yeah, they
some
probably had
other
to
shit.
research genetics just to translate this episode. Shout out to Overtime for putting in that effort.
Hell
They probably
yeah,
didn't, but you know, like
you're
we're gonna
putting in
give
the
them credit
work.
for it anyways. Yeah, like that was like pretty nuts. For that part of the episode in particular, when they're just like messing around with the villain, like I think like this is probably one of my favorite like quote fights that they've had against a villain, just because it was a very cure major way that they took care of them. Like we saw like a lot of personality come out of them, and like especially for like Juru, because we've had Reds kind of like him, the ones that aren't just like screaming in your face and talking about like or just screaming in your face. Like this guy's a bit more shy, meek, but he has like that little like mischievous side to him. Like he felt so dirty, like laying that punchline for the riddle, and like I found that very endearing. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
also think, like, throughout the episode, there were tons of, like, really big reactions to events in the episode, and you could take a look at any of the characters during the scene, and you can find something new. So I feel like
Oh
this
yeah.
episode, like, lends a lot to probably some rewatches.
They were very funny this episode.
Yeah.
Just reacting to everything going on in Sayo's love life.
Yeah.
There's one scene in particular where she's just talking and Senna has her face like this far from Sayo's, just staring at her. It's so funny to me.
Hey, call us.
yeah, like she was just like completely enamored, and like they just went like so hard on like the bit that it made me just like repeat like it was like a bit like cheesy and stuff, but because like they're putting in so much effort into it, it just kind of like pulled me into it, and I was able to just like enjoy it
Yeah.
along with them.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing. Like, when your characters are excited about something, that makes me excited about something.
yeah, especially with like Sayo, because like she's already like super energetic and stuff, and like
Mhm.
for her just be like just flying all over the place for like Sayo's love life is just hilarious. And like Yellow being like super serious about this. It's just like, what are you guys doing? But keep on doing it.
Yeah. um. So, I don't know. Really good episode.
Yo, Garza showed up in Paradise. That was trippy.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, a lot of things happened this episode.
It's like, hey, Master, you're mine now.
Yeah, I learned this art
What?
of pew off screen somewhere, and like, I don't know. Like, I guess this plan on his part makes sense, you know, but why not do it earlier? Why wait till? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, now that they have an adequate surplus of darkness, they could create 3 monsters, and that's kind of what I'm assuming is
Sure.
why
Okay.
it's probably a limiting factor before because they use the dark energy to turn some sort of
Yeah.
monster into like the giant one.
But also, when Embark was in exile, wouldn't you think that, he'd want to get him that? Oh, I guess he didn't know his brother was alive then. And he also was not aware that he just sort of had a slab of his brother in the wet place that they live in.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I guess like his
Interesting.
not cure mentality, but Cal
Cal,
mentality
yeah.
was growing over time. And I guess this is the point in which he felt he could take over Embark. So
Sure.
I'll give it that. They
Okay.
didn't explain it, but uh,
Yeah, I guess there's enough like loose threads within the show to fashion something together.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, did anyone else have anything before we move into comments?
No,
Okay.
I this, the episode was fun. I don't really think that hard about Kiramager.
Fair, fair. But you know who does? Uh, Dustin Smith, who says, this episode had so much potential to just be another filler, but it didn't end up going that way, and I am glad. Fiturst. Of all, I was quite surprised that the boyfriend ended up adding up to much more than compared to when Juoger or Tokuger tried to do this plot. But anyways, I'm just glad the show was able to surprise me. But as we all know, Sayo's heart really belongs to that goth idol chick from episode 10. Come on. Sure, yeah. I also liked how the episode actually started at night, and then Kiramager fight was at night. Wait. I also liked how the episode actually started at night, and the Kiramager fight was at night. Night
Yep.
battles are a rarity in Sentai, so it was a nice touch added. Nazokake Marsk, or Riddle Marsk, was definitely an interesting choice for the events leading up to the cliffhanger at the end, but I wouldn't say he was necessarily a bad choice either. It's classic Sentai villainy at its finest. Make a monster of the week that's ability is telling people riddles, then beat them up when they can't answer or get it wrong. Simple enough ability, and they added an oddly specific ability with the Kiramagers not being able to hit him unless they answer his riddle he has for them, and the last riddle at the Kiramagers made that the Kiramagers made up for him before they destroyed him was a pretty clever one, I'll admit, with Yodana's plan. Now, of course, Sentai villain plotting to grow an evil plant to destroy the planet is not anything new, but certainly I didn't see it coming, and supposedly she going to use it to turn Earth into another Jotunheim. We'll see how that goes. Things are heating up next episode, and I can't wait. Also, that Sengoku Basra. Definitely that most badass looking Basra beast I've seen in the series, hands down. Dustin Smith then goes on to write, Also, if you couldn't tell, Riddlemarsk's theme is mixed with a question mark and a light bulb. It says on the Ranger Wiki he's supposed to be a reference to when in cartoons and comics an imaginary light bulb appears over the character's head when they have an idea. Well, I couldn't have said it better myself.
That was a very detailed response.
Indeed.
There
was a lot of response.
I forgot the first 90% of that. But yes, that is true.
Indeed. Correct.
Whenever I get an idea, mannequins appear over my head.
Turns out the whole top half of your body just turns into a mannequin.
I will say something about the villain. I felt like his chemistry with the Rangers was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Like just the way he was reacting to them not being able to like bite him was hilarious. So when they like bring that same kind of like attitude back at him was just it was real sweet.
Yeah. Playful. All right. Last comment comes from K. John, who says, "Hope my comment isn't too late." And I did want to address this. 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is always the cutoff date. If you get it in before 10 p.m. Pacific, you're good. So we got to it. Honestly, I did not see the twist coming. I mean, I knew Saya would not actually end up marrying the guy, but I did not expect things to go that far, and Saya would end up being captured by Yodana. A bit weird that Sayo gave the guy her morpher and stayed behind just to be captured like that. Hope next episode will explain her decision. A regular ass phone would have sufficed.
I mean, he didn't have their numbers, so like, what would it do?
Could she not give him? Whatever. Anyway, this episode was directed by Kiyotaka Taguchi, who is also the head director of Ultraman Z. And he is being rumored to be the director of Zenkaiger. Boy, I hope that rumor is true because this episode is amazing and next week looks epic too. Yeah, it was pretty well shot. Thought it was neat.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Thank you, K-John. And thank you, Dustin Smith. And thank you to everyone else who just sort of sat there and watched it and didn't comment because you guys are important too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Did we have anything else before we end off the episode?
No, I'm good.
Alright, cool. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about, our thoughts about, your thoughts about this episode. And also while you're down there, there are still links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating money, signing petitions, and watching videos. So there's a playlist down there, and in the end card of this video, that just has videos that donate their ad revenue to the Black Lives Matter movement. So check those out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Keep it.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Well, alright. How was that 18 minutes? How did we spend 18 minutes on this?
It was a thick-ass episode, I will say that.
That's true.
About 10 minutes was Dustin Smith's comment.